Hey, what's up, everyone? This video we're looking at the NBA slate for Tuesday. Yesterday was pretty wild with the Raptors just not showing up. It's pretty sad, especially since they looked so good in the previous two games, but it is what it is. On to today, so let's get started. As always, appreciate if you hit the like button on the video and subscribe if you have not already. I already posted the NFL video if you haven't checked that out. I'll have a showdown video out probably tomorrow for Thursday, and then yeah, that's when I'll start posting stuff on the website for football. So let's get started today at point guard. LeBron. Well, first things first, Giannis is questionable. No idea if he's going to play or not. He gave it a go last game, played just 11 minutes and looked amazing with 19 real life points. He had like almost 30 fantasy points in 11 minutes, was looking just unstoppable. And then he got hurt again, so don't know if he's going to play. It's the first game of the day, so we'll know. But still, I think he might give it a go because it's game 5 and he doesn't want to go out like if this is his last game in a Milwaukee uniform. I think he at least wants to be out there on the court. But we'll see. We'll definitely know before lock. But other news like JaVale McGee is questionable. If he's out, then we could see them shake up the starting lineup. The Lakers, after losing game 1, they did not play Dwight Howard any minutes in that last game, so that opened up more minutes for Markieff Morris, who got like 22 minutes or 23 minutes and looked really good out there. So if McGee is not able to play, then I think they'll probably start either Kuzma or Rondo or Morris, and then just play Davis at center. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But point guard, Russell Westbrook still continues to be underpriced, and I continue to play him, and he continues to kind of disappoint. But I'm just waiting for that one big game from him. I know it's probably going to come at some point this series. I just don't see him not performing the entire series. He's only 8,400. The price tag went down by $100. Shot just awful. 26%, had 7 turnovers. Just did nothing out there. But I'm still going to play him because I know what he can do, and he's still underpriced. And I just don't want to have it be the day where I don't play him and he goes off for like 50, 60 fantasy points. Because at this price point, 50 fantasy points is kind of what you're looking for, and he is like averaging that on the season. So definitely like Westbrook, the minute limit is no longer really a concern. He's played like 33, was in some foul trouble last game too, but he should be up to like 35-ish today. Other guys to look at point guard, like Rondo is an absolute lock at 3,900. He was a really strong play last game, was on him, and then I played him. I'm playing him again. He's only 3,900 on Draftkings, makes no sense. Especially with the Lakers going a bit smaller last game. It's just opened up more minutes for him. He's probably going to be in the closing lineup. And if he's playing pretty good, he almost had a double-double in just 29 minutes. So he's definitely a guy that you want to play. So love Westbrook and Rondo. Those are the two guys that I will start my lineups with. Tyler Hero is questionable, but I expect him to play. He looked really good at the end. Struggled in the first 3 quarters. Had a pretty good fourth and overtime. But 5,300, I can definitely go back to him if I want to. And then if Giannis is out, you could look at like DiVincenzo, who's only 3,500. He would be a strong play. Middleton would be a very strong play. For some reason, Middleton is not shooting guard eligible anymore, but he definitely looks fine. I love LeBron today at 11-2. Looked really, really good last game, 65. He had like 6 stocks, almost had a triple-double. Played 39 minutes. He's going to just play a bunch of minutes. Might even push for like 40 if this game is close. But I love LeBron. He does a little bit of everything. Always has a chance to get you a triple-double. And 11-2, especially with Giannis. Don't know if he will be 100% today, even if he does play. So I like LeBron over Giannis today. Like LeBron over Davis, although both look pretty good. Pretty good plays. Covington is just 6,500. So you could go to him if you want. He's playing pretty big minutes. He just... had a good game in terms of shooting. Only had 2 stocks, which is pretty down for him, but definitely can pay off a $6,500 salary without doing too much. At center, Bam looks pretty good at 87. He has just been able to dominate the rebounding in the series. He's a great passer. Has been able to pick and choose his spots. Doesn't shoot like 10 plus times regularly, but every time he does shoot, he gets good looks right at the basket, and whenever he does stretch out and take like a long 2, for some reason it always ends up going in. So I think Bam looks pretty good at center, but I still like PJ Tucker, who's only 4,900. I like Tucker a lot more than Lopez, who's over $1,000 cheaper. Tucker had a very good shooting game. He's just going to play a lot of minutes. Had a double-double, like I mentioned last time. Going into that game, he always has a chance for a double-double. And he ended up having a very good shooting game, getting that job done. He can get you stocks as well, especially steals. 49 is still a really good price tag for Tucker. Definitely want to run it back. Going with some Lakers guys. At shooting guard, Butler looks pretty good at 85. Then we have Crowder, who's been playing a bunch of minutes, playing about like 30 to 36 in the series. He's been shooting the ball really good from distance, 6 threes, 5 threes, 4 threes made. Get those extra bonuses on Draftkings, so I think he looks pretty strong at under 6K. Daniel House looks also interesting. He missed, he got hurt in the other game. Didn't come back. Played 20 minutes in that one, and then he came back in game 2 with a pretty strong performance in 27 minutes at 13 points. Price tag on him keeps going down, although you're probably going to play like 25 to 28 minutes on a nightly basis. At 4,100 for him, pretty strong chance to hit 6x value. And then Kyle Kuzma had a really good shooting game. Only played 21 minutes, but if the Lakers do go small today again, then I think he can definitely benefit. Going back to shooting guard, Gordon looks pretty good. He not going to get a ton of peripherals with Westbrook back in terms of rebounding and like assists, just because Westbrook and Harden just handle the ball so much. He's much more of just a spot up shooter, but he looks pretty good at 59. But I think I'll go back to Tyler Hero at 53. He really had a strong closing. He struggled in shooting in the first like 3 quarters. Had a strong fourth and overtime. So hopefully he continues to build off of that today. It's just a spot where I think the Heat will be able to close out the Bucks with or without Giannis. I don't think they want to stretch it out to a game 6. So Hero price tag is still similar. He's pretty fair. He can get you 30 plus fantasy points. Has had 2 pretty poor shooting games, but he's still getting the minutes. And Spoelstra definitely has confidence in him. He had some clutch shots in overtime, so he's still being out there on the court in the closing lineup, which is good. And then I'd say that, like, at power forward, he could definitely go with, like, Morris at 35 as a cheap play. He played 22 minutes. I think he's probably going to see a similar amount because I don't see Dwight Howard getting that much run. Just had a really good shooting game. If you don't want to trust him, then you can probably just go up to like House at 41, who is just really cheap. And he's going to see like 25, 28 minutes. Don't need much out of him to hit value. I think he definitely can, get you like 25 to 30 fantasy, or maybe not 30, but like 25 to 28, 6 to 7x at that price point. So that's pretty much it. I am definitely focusing on like the second game just because we don't know if Giannis will play or not. If Giannis is in, I won't have a ton of interest on the Milwaukee side. If he's out, then a lot changes, but I do like the Heat in this one, and I like the Lakers to win Game 3. So that's it for DraftKings. Let's look at Fanduel. Okay, on Fanduel, there's some changes. You have Davis now at center eligible, so that will be interesting because we've only had 2 options, whether it be Tucker or Lopez to play. Now we have Davis. That'll be a bit more interesting, but now power forward, you only have like 3 legitimate options or 4 legitimate options. But starting off at point guard, Westbrook is 9K. He looks fine on FanDuel. You have Dragic at 72. Price tag is kind of where it should be. Like, he's probably going to get you high 30s or 40s fantasy points, which is probably what you need out of him. The big takeaway is Rondo is up to 6,200 on FanDuel. Now, the only reason why I would have some interest in Rondo on FanDuel is because nobody is going to want to play him. They're going to see that $6,200 price tag. They're just going to play him on DraftKings. They're going to skip to like Bledsoe. And on 2 game slates, you definitely have to be different. You got to hope that your low-owned play can outscore a high-owned play. And I definitely think that Rondo can outscore Bledsoe if Giannis is in. If Giannis is out, then Bledsoe will be a much stronger play. But we've seen Bledsoe be kind of passive, struggle with his shot at times. So for that reason alone, the fact that Rondo is going to get like no ownership, he probably will be under 20% owned on FanDuel. And he's probably going to push for like 25 to 30 minutes. I do think the Lakers are going to go small. I don't see Howard playing again, and I don't see McGee logging many minutes, if at all. If he ends up not playing, then he's not going to. Then I don't see the Lakers starting another big. They'll probably just play Davis at center. So I see Rondo have a chance to get more minutes, maybe even start, but definitely be in the closing lineup probably. So for that reason alone, I like Rondo just because he's not going to get ownership, and on 2-game slates, I'll definitely take that chance. At shooting guard, Harden's price tag has come down a bit. He's 10.8 now. That looks pretty good. I still love Tyler Hero at 5K. That's just a pretty good price tag for a guy that is routinely playing 32 to 35 minutes in these postseason games. He struggled the last couple, but he has good upside. He has confidence. Even if his shot's not falling, he's going to shoot. He's questionable, so maybe that'll even lower some ownership. But I definitely expected a bounce back. I play him over Robinson, who's more expensive now. At small forward, you have Crowder, who I like a lot, and Gordon, who I like. And then I love LeBron as my spend up. Giannis, if he's in, you could look to him, but if he's going to be banged up, then I'd go to LeBron, who I know is going to play like 40 minutes. Power forward, Bam just looks unstoppable. They have nobody to stop him. Lopez can't, and then if Giannis ends up missing, then Bam's going to be able to get whatever he wants in the paint. So I love Bam. I like Kuzma at 46. I like Covington. I'd play Kuzma over Morris just because there's only $200 difference. And then at center, I'd go with probably Tucker again. Tucker or Lopez. I don't see myself going up to Davis. Unless Giannis is out, then I can throw in some Milwaukee guys. But it's going to be tough to pay out for both LeBron and Davis and Bam if Giannis is in. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and best of luck tonight.